Today we're talking about the finance super app M1. M1's mission is to empower you to improve your financial well-being. M1 offers 5 products that are integrated with each other. M1 Invest, M1 Borrow, M1 Spend, M1 Plus, which has a membership fee associated to it. And the 5th offering is the Owner's Rewards Card by M1. Before I go any further, I just want to advise you that this is educational advice only. I'm not your financial advisor. I don't think you could afford me. No, I'm not a financial advisor, number one. Number two, all investment involves risk. I feel like that goes without saying, but I'm saying it because if you don't know that, now you do. M1's all-in-one money management platform is best for medium to long-term investors. It's available on both mobile and web. The platform is ideal for both passive and engaged investors, but it's not tailored for those who want to do something like day trading or anything like that. I'm Serena Alfaro, the founder and designer of Nueva Lux jewelry brand, which I founded at the beginning of 2020. And in January of this year, I quit my full-time 6-figure job to focus on my jewelry business full-time. In the meantime, I decided to resurrect my YouTube channel so I can give you tips about entrepreneurship and personal finance. We're talking about the finance super app M1. I'm going to focus on M1 Invest in this video. I'll give you a little bit of information about the other offerings, but M1 Invest is what stood out to me. With M1 Finance, you're able to choose from over 6,000 stocks and ETFs if you want to build your own custom pie, and there are over 60 expert pies, so those can get you started if you're not an expert already. M1 Expert Pies are a collection of stocks and ETFs that align with different investment goals. So this can work for you if you're working on retirement planning, just general investing, or you want to be very responsible with your investments. You can choose an expert pie that aligns with your goals. All M1 Expert Pies are based on widely accepted investment strategies, so you can feel confident that your investments are aligning with what's widely accepted. There is one to match your needs or what you're investing for, what your strategy is. Always encouraging you to invest. If you haven't started investing yet, or you're really nervous, you feel like it's the same as gambling, it's not. But I think M1 is a great platform for beginners. While the M1 Expert Pies are a great way to get you started, you can also build your own investment pie with M1. And if you are really happy with your first pie, you can actually create a second pie with M1. And I think this is a great option because if you are a sophisticated investor, you might have specific things you really want to invest in. And having that control outside of the expertly crafted pies gives you some autonomy. There's no commission or management fees. You have the option to purchase fractional shares, which I really love. And it's a great way to start investing in a company whose share prices might be a little too high for your budget right now. You can start chipping away until you own a full share. Another great feature it offers is dynamic rebalancing. Rebalancing keeps your investment on track with what your risk tolerance is and what your overall goals are. So I will give you an example of what rebalancing might look like for you. For instance, say you had a pie, 50% stock A, which is a high growth tech stock, okay? And stock B, which is blue chip industrial stock. I don't know what we want to call that. I used to work in an industrial supplier, so I have so many options of what I could call that. We're just going to call it B for the time being. So you have 50% A, 50% B. If stock A gets great returns and now your pie is 60% stock A and only 40% stock B, this is now changing your investment strategy, and it's also probably not aligning with your risk tolerance because now you have more money with this high growth tech stock. So what rebalancing does is changes your pie back to 50-50. That way maintain your risk return profile, and it aligns with whatever your risk tolerance is. The reason to rebalance is this. Balancing keeps your portfolio on track so you're not either skewed too far one way or the other with too much risk or too little reward. Many investors use automatic rebalancing to maintain their target asset allocation without the extra time and cash suck of frequent manual rebalancing. With other investment platforms, you can set a rebalancing either monthly, quarterly, or annually. And one intelligently and automatically rebalances your portfolio for you, little by little as you deposit and withdraw cash from it. For example, if one of your securities is underweight in terms of where it should be in your portfolio, the next time you make an investment, that money will go towards that security. Typically, rebalancing your portfolio costs you with the commission fees, make trades, even if the trades you're making are done automatically. On the other hand, M1 charges no commission and no management fees. So rebalancing takes place for free and automatically on the platform. And I think that is a great selling point. No, that is the great selling point. Like other platforms I've used before, you have the option to reinvest your dividends. You can either toggle that option on or off. Personally, I always reinvest my dividends. They also have really nice research tools and several account types to choose from, ranging from individual, joint, custodial, traditional IRA, Roth IRA, and trust. And you know what? If I had won that over $1 billion with the lotto, I wouldn't be filming this video, but I would have established a trust. You know what I mean? So keep in mind, these type of accounts may be useful for you in the future if you don't already have them today. These in an M1 Invest account are insured up to $500,000 by the SPIC. So for you high rollers watching this YouTube channel, I'm single, and also an M1 Invest account might be a great way for you to be investing. Although if you have $500,000, chances are you're already investing. And if you're not, like, comment, subscribe, and slide into my DMs. Another one of M1's offerings is M1 Borrow, which is pretty nice because it allows you to borrow against your portfolio if your portfolio value is at least $2,000. This feature allows you to borrow up to 40% of your portfolio's value with low rates as collateral, with no additional paperwork, credit checks, or loan officers. No hate to loan officers out there. This feature does not apply to custodial, retirement, and trust accounts, but for the rest of us, this is awesome. Especially if you're looking to fund a major purchase, just add leverage to your portfolio, use as an emergency fund, refinance existing debt. That's a really nice feature, and I don't have that ability through my other investment accounts. With this type of lending, known as margin lending, there are risks. This offering from M1 Finance is the M1 Spend category, and that includes a Visa debit card and M1 checking account. It's an FDIC insured checking account that's integrated into the M1 app, so it's really convenient. You can direct deposit up to 2 days early, depending on your employer. I always talk about automating your finances, and using M1 Spend is really awesome because you can automate your money going between your spend account and your invest account, and you could just set it up to automatically reoccur, which is something you can automate with other banks. For instance, I automate my checking account to go to one of my investment accounts every 2 weeks, and it does that like clockwork, but I do have to go between different platforms to see the transaction take place. Their additional feature, M1 Plus, does cost per year. So I want to say that before I start going into the benefits of it. With that, you get, which is 33 times the national average for a checking account, and you get 1% cash back on Visa Spend debit card purchases. I don't keep a lot of cash in my checking account. Everything is kind of automatically moving between my multiple bank accounts, my checking account, my savings account, and I have a few lines of business going on right now, so I do still automate as much of it as I can, but I don't really keep a lot of cash in my checking account ever, because checking account cash for me is just my cash that's going to pay for bills. I typically use my credit card for most purchases, One thing that I thought was really nice, which I don't have through any of my other banks, is the ability to send paper checks through the M1 app. I can't do that with any of my bank accounts. So this is pretty cool. If I was shopping for a bank account, M1 Spend would be at the top of my list as far as checking is concerned. I keep my checking and my savings in different places. I've talked about why before, but I can cover that in another video as well. M1 Spend houses the owner's rewards card by M1, and you need to have an M1 Invest account to have an owner's rewards account. And it has some pretty interesting features that I've never seen anywhere else. You can earn 2.5%, 5%, or even 10% on select brands that you hold in your M1 Invest portfolio. You also get 1.5% cash back anywhere else. A baseline of 1.5% cash back is not bad. I think you get the owner's rewards card. You get reward for ownership in specific brands you would purchase from if they're in your portfolio. Now, M1 Plus. This has a yearly fee associated to it of $125, and you get a free 3-month trial if you've never tried M1 Plus before. I will put the link below so you can check that out. With your standard M1 Invest account, you have 1 daily trade window. With an M1 Plus account, you have access to 2 daily trade windows. You get the lowest rate if you choose to use M1 Borrow. You can borrow against your account up to 40% if you have over $2,000 in it, and a waiver of the $95 annual fee for the M1 Owner's Rewards Card. With M1 Plus, you also get M1 Smart Transfers, which allows you to set up thresholds between your M1 Spend, Invest, and Borrow accounts. Use threshold-based rules to automate the moves between those. If you are a day trader who needs to buy and sell multiple times throughout the day, do not look to M1 to serve your needs because it is not built for this. If you need an advisor, M1 is also not for you. It's not for savers looking for a 529. Also not for options. Coming soon to M1 is crypto, and you can build a crypto portfolio. I'll put a link to learn more about that. As I mentioned, all investment products involve risk, including and up to losing all of your money, getting it all back. Plus, there aren't many offers that allow you to invest your cash back into stocks, and I think that's one of the really cool offers from M1 Invest. M1 was ranked #1 by Investopedia for sophisticated investors and low costs in 2022. One is yours to build. I think if you're a beginning investor or a sophisticated investor, M1 Invest could be a great option for you. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. I am currently building my own pie with M1. So I may come back to give you some updates on that. I consider myself a more sophisticated than average investor. I don't really know, who makes the rules about how sophisticated you are as an investor. I've been investing for a long time, and I enjoy reading about the companies I invest in or the ones that I'm interested in investing in. But I'm also a lover of index funds that just track the S&P 500. So I kind of like lazy investing, but I also enjoy making my own picks as well. So I think M1 could fit the bill for you. I hope you learned something from this and consider M1. I will put the links below this video. Thanks for watching.